Your queen is dead. D-E-D. Dead.
Oh, we're headed for a stalemate if we both keep channeling Bobby Fischer like this. I have not played this well since I was a wee 6th grader.
Well, as long as we don't take too long, because we have to meet Tony for lunch, and you know how Tony hates to be kept waiting.
Oh, are we talking about the same Tony? He'll be late anyway. I mean, I think we'll be just fine. You know how Tony is with his procrastinating and wacky personality. Chill out, man.
I'm just nervous. I haven't seen Tony since '99.
My phone. Liam Stomper speaking. Uh-huh. Right. Okay. I'll let her know.
What?
We won't be seeing Tony tonight. There was bad news at the airport. He suffered a psychotic episode and was admitted to an institution.
An episode?
Oh, you know, some cerebral crack-up. I mean, no doubt some nurse thinks he is mentally ill. It's really a shame. A noble man like our Tony Timosovic, totally held prisoner by the mass hysteria of society. I mean, it's a sick world we live in, Daisy. A world bereft of all reason. I'm sad, and you should be too.
I mean, it makes sense, because Tony had high anxiety due to his high-stress job and his bouts of frequently suppressed rage. He had a lot of bad energy in his life, and he had that girlfriend that was really toxic for him.
Oh, get an eliminativist grip already. I mean, common sense, it's all a myth. Everything can be explained rationally from biology and chemistry. I mean, for example, Tony had a genetic predisposition for epilepsy, and this minor sense of malaise that he's suffering is merely a product of that. People get so hysteric thinking that something's wrong when it's not. Folk psychology and criminals like Sigmund Freud and Dr. Phil, they should be penalized for what they've done to contribute to these anxieties of our situation. I mean, look how it's affecting this issue with our dear friend.
I mean, are you illiterate? Didn't you read the horoscopes this morning? You and Tony are both Leos, and it said that today Leos would experience the unexperienced. So I think this is just written in the stars.
Man, I need to pause to take a breath so I don't disassociate and flip out. Okay, I'm okay. No, what I'm saying is that common sense does not exist, and these things like subjective feelings of pain and even belief itself, I mean, it all is against right reason and logic. These things can be explained using the gifts of science, and we have so much to lose, even in determining things of a medical nature, which can explain changes in mood, which is with the case of Tony. We have to look at it from a scientific perspective and stop attributing things just to random causation because it might be convenient. Being able to do that work and stay within our right frame of mind, having a eliminativist perspective, that is what will help our society, and that is what will stop this mass hysteria.
You are so hard-headed. If you don't believe in common sense at all, then why do you say, I sense rain and pop under cover every time that it's foggy out?
Oh, so sometimes I get climate science wrong. I mean, I'm not perfect. I never claim to be superhuman.
Oh, come on. You can't scapegoat this one. Common sense exists. Life isn't a chess game.
Oh, Daisy, you don't understand. See, if I conceded that common sense exists, folk psychology would win, paranoia would win, these superstitions would win. I have to go with my intellect and support the sciences, support truth, objectivity, and not this kind of evading materialism that has so warped the mind and condition of our friend. And for his safety, for his well-being, and for the truth itself, I say no.
But does science have flaws? Can science tell you what's beautiful or what's morally right?
Oh, you know, morality will be achieved somewhere down the line. It has a way of working itself out. I mean, morality is ultimately subjective, but it's the truth that really matters. That's the one constant.
You're so hard-headed, just like a mule.
Well, like a mule, I will carry your garbage and your baggage and your absurdity.
Hi, the text. It's from Tony. He
What?
said he was at the restaurant 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
He's waiting for us.
how can that even be? I mean, he said that he had bad news and that he had a psychotic episode. And he also said that he was admitted to a hospital. I mean, the nurse told me all of this. How can it be?
It sounds like he misunderstood. He says there's nothing but bad news on the airport televisions, so he watched an episode of Psych and then admitted that as an institution, public airports were the epicenter of culture. And this was all relayed to you by his executive assistant, Mrs. Nurse.
Lost in translation, man. I experienced those qualia very differently, and it's nice to kind of be empathetic and go in Tony's world for a while to kind of absorb some of that knowledge. It does remind me of those out-of-body experiences my grandmother used to tell me about during my childhood. Well, let's meet our beloved comrade. I'm starved!
Woo!